Thank you for tuning in to another how-to home repair video. On this one, I'm going to be showing you a quick demonstration of how I extended this slab right there to about where my finger is. And the first thing we did is drilled with a hammer drill and concrete bit into the existing slab. And once we had those holes dug, we measured out about a foot out, because that's as far as I needed to extend this slab. I measured about a foot out in several places. You see the holes in that horizontal piece, and then I put these holes in the sidewalk that was adjacent to it. So there's holes in the sidewalk and in that slab that's existing. Then with a shop vac, you can just go and make sure that you get all that dust completely off of the surface, and especially out of those holes, because we'll be putting the concrete anchor adhesive into each one of those holes and driving in steel rods, and so we want to get as much dust out of there as possible. All right, so this you can pick up at any hardware store. It's the anchor adhesive, and so you put that into each one of these holes, and then drive your iron into those holes. Just hammer it in. If you use the right size bit, make sure you use the right size bit. I think it was 3/8, and for those anchor pieces. And then you see I'm driving it into the sidewalk, and make sure they line up real well. And this is going to reinforce your concrete. This right here is going to reinforce your concrete. I did 4 of those along this slab right here. So they're coming out of the horizontal piece, and they're coming out of the sidewalk itself. Then to connect all those just take a grinder. You can use for all kinds of things, but there's metal blades, discs that you can get for these grinders. And so you just take that grinder, cut off a piece, exactly what you need. Now that was X-Test. You see all that, it's kind of a mess there, some of that anchor adhesive. I just had a bunch of it anchor adhesive left, so I just kind of put it all around. Now I'm taking wire here and cutting off a piece and joining another piece. You see, so I'm kind of making that complete corner there with the part that came out of the sidewalk and the other one that's coming out of the side, and then this one over the top. And then with your wire, you just join all those together, and so they're a complete. Now that's all the connections right there, and that's going to reinforce your concrete, and that's 3/8 rod. Once you've done that, you make a 2x4 frame around, basically like a mold, where you're going to be pouring in the concrete. And so that's all done. Once you've cleaned up the surface real well, anytime you're bonding old concrete to new concrete, you want to use a chemical bond. And so that's what this is. Again, you can pick that up at any hardware store. It's a concrete adhesive, and you apply it to the whole surface of your existing concrete. And then you want to make sure that you let that dry to the touch. Once it starts to get kind of a shiny appearance to it, and it's more or less just tacky, then you're ready to go. All right, so now we're ready to mix up the concrete. My boys helped me with this. You can get these at a hardware store as well. So you start mixing it up, pouring it right in there. Make sure that you get it everywhere, all the way down in the corners. Don't do it too thick, or it's not going to fill in every part of your mold. And then you can take a trowel. I just took a 2x4 just to start leveling that out. Make sure that it's just stay as clean as possible. Then with that trowel, you see, and that final touch, just go over it. Make sure you get it as smooth as possible. Take your time with this. It takes a while for this to set up, so you can take your time and just carefully smooth it out as best you can with that trowel, and just to get that nice finished smooth surface. And then you just let it set up. Just leave that overnight, and then you'll want to take off the frame. If you've enjoyed this video, learned anything, picked up any tips, I appreciate you subscribing to my channel, like this video, and I've got many other how-to videos for home repair, so please check it out. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.